This is not the way I intended to record this from the stupid headgear mount thing, but anyway, this is my puke-cam memory card with free PSX boot on it. Now, someone put up a video of Modern Vintage Gamer today saying that Alien Resurrection could boot backup copies, which would be the first retail game that you could actually just put in a couple codes and boot from. Now, that reminded me of back in the day when I had my GameShark, which I thought was a 2.3, but apparently it wasn't because I bought another 2.3 and I could not load backups from it. It would go before the security check, the wobble groove, whatever you want to call it. And so I bought this 2.0 thinking that would do it. Well, no, it doesn't either. It goes before that check as well. So I was kind of stumped. And so I decided to check out the Unirom images that I could flash the GameShark with, which it has pretty much all of them. I gotta go to install, restore, and detail. Now, this thing's kind of finicky. If I start this up with this in, then that won't work. This has the free PSX boot again, so it allows for the unsigned code to be loaded. But I had to prove this to myself. Let's go with 2.0. Now we'll pop this in here. Go to 2.0 here, and we need to burn this to the chip. I'll do auto to detect. Okay, now it should be done. So I'll turn this off, flip the switch, turn this on. And we're on GameShark 2.0. So here we are in the menu. Now, this is part of the process as well. I would load this because it's a game I don't give a shit about wherever I even put it, and I never would. But the thing is, you have to have a game that has audio tracks on it, more than one. So we pop this in, and I'll grab a game here. Now the trick here is Explorer. They added this, and what it does, it allows you to listen to the audio tracks on the game, and it stops the disc. See? So then you keep the button held down as you would with disc swaps and all that, and pop in your backup. Go to start game without codes, whatever. But see, 2.0, it goes back to the security check, and then it launches the disc. Which we don't want that. Wait a minute. Well, that kind of ruins everything. I should probably clean this laser. Let's see if I can get this going. Okay, that wasn't doing that before. Yeah, it would not allow for that. But dying lasers these days, you never really know. So try this again, wait for it to stop. It has stopped. Go back to the main menu, start game, pop the disc out, put it aside, throw in the backup, start it. There it goes, and the disc is now picking up. Which, it's strange it's getting to that screen after the fact, and it's actually skipping the check. Can't say I've seen that before. Okay, these discs suck too, so that doesn't help. The disc stopped, so I don't really know if that's actually trying to boot or not. Rayman usually is a hot candidate, so let's give that a shot. But I was reading with the Unirom latest version, it was not allowing Rayman to load. But then again, I'm just restoring the image of the official GameShark, so that shouldn't really affect that. So let's find out. See, the disc does not start spinning until it's about to get to that second screen, which is very strange. Okay, now you can notice that the laser is not jumping around and stuff, and it's loading. So it was not patched on 2.0. I was wrong about that. So back to the drawing board, I guess. 2.1 was the official version I had back in the day, I guess. My whole story was, I saw action replays and things online that you could pop into the back of the PlayStation way back when, and, you know, my parents did not believe in purchasing things on the internet and would not go for that, so I had to do with what I had. I had them buy me a GameShark at one point, and I was determined to make it work. My buddy ended up getting a CD burner, which was a major purchase back then, and another friend lent me Tony Hawk's Pro Skater when it first came out, so I was pretty pumped and I wanted that copied, so I went to his house, I copied it. It did not work. It screwed up during the process. It told me that there were burn problems and all sorts of things, so I put it on a lower speed and I burned it again, to which that didn't work. But I was using his GameShark version 199, which didn't have the Explorer options or stop the disc whatsoever. 2.1, I'm sure that it works because I was just using that. So I'm gonna try this 2.1 alternate version, which I thought might be a patched version. Where was I in my story here? You know, I came back from the weekend and all depressed and had these two junk discs that I had to pay him $8 for. But, you know, having a new thing in the 90s, and you're determined to try it again. So I did, on my version 2.1. And it didn't work. I tried many combinations, didn't work. Finally, my game that I was using back then was Tomb Raider to swap it out. Well, Tomb Raider 2. And it had music tracks. I was not aware of that in the first place. I was using Final Fantasy VII probably to swap back and forth. And it wasn't working. But when I came to this, go down to Explorer, load the CD tracks, stop the CD, go back in, start the game. Now see, 2.1, it doesn't go back to the main screen before the check. It just goes to a black screen and then it starts loading. And apparently 2.1 and 2.1 alternate both load the games, so it's not patched. That was my assumption, but I guess it is not. But needless to say, I thought that it wasn't gonna work, and I was pleasantly surprised back then. Little bit of nostalgia feels for me there. So now I'm gonna try to go to version 2.3, and I'm just gonna determine which version is the one that they patched so you couldn't load copied discs. So here we are, file browser, we'll pop in, this is the latest version. Now as I was saying before, you can't have the GameShark in there when you start it up or it's gonna just crash. Pull this because it doesn't need to be in there. And onward to 2.3, let's see if they patched it. Or wait, 2.2. We'll give that one a shot first. Auto detect, flash. Okay, 2.2. Now I do want a power cycle. Maybe I did have 2.2. Maybe I had 2.3. I don't know. I'm very confused now because this was not loading. No, I had well, at least 2.2 because it has view CD movie, and I believe I could do that with mine. But anyway, let's see where this ends. I have a strong suspicion this one will actually load fine. Oh, I don't want to use Uniron. Use Rayman again. I think Tomb Raider's just written wrong or scratched up, something like that. So will this go just to the black screen? I think it will. Yes, it did. Disk is catching up. It's loading. Alright, on to the next version. 2.3. How many more are there? Okay, that's before the GameShark Pro. Okay. Confirm. 2.3. Okay. Now, curiously, I'm gonna have to try that WF game to see if my hunch was wrong, since this one was, in thinking that 2.0 would not load backups. And there it goes. Interestingly enough, pop that out. Alright, onward to 2.4. So 2.4, we go to Explorer here, play music CD. And what do you know, it freaking works too. Okay, just while I have something already preloaded, I want to confirm that this will not work. This does not have audio tracks. So we load it as a CD. It stops. Start game. Pop this out. Throw this in. And watch, it's gonna work. Just to spite me. And it does. Oh my god. So everything I've said has been wrong. The laser does seem to have more problems whenever you use one that doesn't have tracks though. So let's prove that wrong because I just said it. Pop this out, pop this in. I don't know, I do want to jump to the last one instead, but at the same time I want to make sure. Try 2.41. Oh, okay, we've got a different screen going on now. Yeah. Okay, this might have been the changing of times here. I'll pop that back up there. Just to be sure, I'm gonna go with the tried and true. Ew, that was such an ugly menu. Okay. Okay. Go back. Oh. I don't want to scratch this game up. Okay, so it's spinning. This is loading. And it seems to be having problems. But it's loading. And it freaking works. Okay. This is going against everything I say. But that's fine. So now I'm curious if the other versions, the Pro, do they support it? Was I wrong all this time? Now after all this, I'm going to try 2.4 again. That's probably what I'll leave it on. Well, as long as it doesn't have this ugly screen. Because I don't like it. Oh. Is this it? Is this the answer? Did they patch it at 2.42? Well, just to be sure, try it one more time. I think we solved this riddle. Disc is spinning. Oh, it's loading. So much for my childhood conspiracies. Alright. Now I don't think this will work, but I'm gonna try to load that Pro version on here. I highly doubt it. I don't think it has enough space, and it'll probably just give me a warning. Now for those unfamiliar, Unirom, you can actually install the hack to, well, the soft mod hack to it, and just plug it into the serial port, and then you can just load whatever you want to. Oh yeah, I want to go to Pro. See, it's 384, 256, So it probably will not load this. But we're gonna try it anyway, even if it destroys this GameShark, because I don't give a crap. Okay. Yeah. So we've reached the end of this saga. Apparently all versions before 3.0 will do it. Besides the 1.0, oh, now I'm gonna have to try that. Because that is something I tried back in the day, and that would have been the initial Tony Hawk. The whole story that I went through. Going way back. There it is. 199E. Was there a 199A? Let's see how primitive this looks. Oh. Maybe it didn't even trigger the GameShark until the game was actually loaded. I should have kept my finger on the button. Yeah, there it goes. Wow. Wow. Okay, yeah, the disc was still spinning, so obviously there's no way to get around it if you have the version 1.99. But after that point, you could load backups. I don't see any other. See, select enhancements is just codes, and there's no Explorer menu, so that part of my hypothesis was correct. So lastly, I'm going to go back to 2.4 on this and leave it at that. I really think that the laser does not appreciate these discs is all. Although they are verbatim, which everybody always says, oh, you should get verbatim and blah blah blah, but you know, these things look like crap actually. They repeat it in verbatim. Now, are you gonna make a bunch of weird noises? Yes, you are. Oh. Okay, it loaded. So, experiment over. That didn't go over well, but hey, killed my curiosity anyway. So, hope you learned something. I know I did.